Next on Vallejo Online Talk.
Very close family friend of ours went in for testing.
One more week.
They're probably going through it right now.
Even in times like this, there are still people who wouldn't mind going out of their way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vallejo Online Talk.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask Governor Newsom for one thing that he could do to make things easier or better for you, what would you ask?
Oh, I tell him to tell MIT to shorten the schedule or not give us online school whatsoever and let us breathe, because it's not really effective at all, in my opinion.
I mean, it's better than having to go into summer break.
Yeah.
If they cancel school completely, it goes into our summer break and all the breaks that come up. And that means we won't have a summer break. We'll be in school in those days, or a spring break or a winter break.
I don't know. I think it's probably because I was already going to take statistics over the summer anyway. So my summer's pretty much done. And I like how you just put your sunglasses on. Nice.
Thanks.
Wait, I have a question. Are any of you guys seniors?
No.
Okay.
I'm a junior.
Yeah, I am senior. No, I'm just kidding.
Edgar, hey, you're a sophomore.
Yeah, we're juniors.
Okay.
We're old. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I guess telling our teachers to talk less when they're lecturing over the calls, because they're taking our time that we should be doing the work already as is. But I don't know. Then again, that's kind of limiting them. I don't know. That's kind of a hard question.
I mean, what I do need is for the homework and stuff to be more organized because I have to use one website for math and another website for my average class, and then I have to go to Google Classroom for two of my classes. And it would be way more better. They have just everything just on one website. It'd be way more better.
So I know a lot of us have really scheduled daily lives, especially with school. So as being out of school, do you think that's impacted your mental health, not having that schedule, that weekly and daily schedule?
For me, it has, because I like having my life figured out, and being in school was just a routine, obviously. And now that that's kind of messed up, I'm just what do I do with myself? I don't know how to spend my days other than online classes from 10 to 3, and then just sit home and overthink about everything, basically, because I have nothing else to do.
It's different not having that train ride home from school. You know, it's kind of that's okay, school's over, time to go home. But, you're just home all the time now. And you're just all right, so
What next?
now what? Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, but have you guys ever felt whenever you go to school, you're I just want to go home, but then when you're when you get home and you stay home for a week, you really want to go back to school. I don't know.
Yeah, that's me right now.
It's a mess.
Because I always talk to people at school, because that's only the really time that, unless if I went out with them outside of there, but it was mostly where I got my social interaction. And then now I'm just sitting here what am I supposed to do now?
Right.
The crazy part of all this is too, we actually had to go on quarantine for the first week because a very close family friend of ours went in for testing. And that was so freaky to figure out overall, because it was Friday night and I felt so bad because I'm oh my God, I've been in contact with so many people this week. I was it was a really close friend of mine. It was her mom. And I was she was at school. We were so close with each other. I've been so close with a bunch of other people. And I think it was Tuesday we found out. And from Friday to Tuesday, my mental health was just wrecked with that guilt that you could get from something like that.
Right.
And being on quarantine too, having to, not leave the house, especially now you really can't leave the house. Oh my gosh, that was the worst 4 days of this year so far for me.
So what you're telling me that you could have gave me the coronavirus if you actually had it.
And I didn't. So what's that the point?
Not confirmed yet, though. Not confirmed yet.
No, it is confirmed.
One more week. One more week.
She tested negative. She tested negative. We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. That's scary though. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who's getting bored of doing the same thing every day for a week?
Me. I've
Me
been
raising
just
my
either
hand.
on Fortnite or Call of Duty. That's hella boring though.
I've been playing Roblox all week.
Man, I think
Hated every day this week so far.
Yeah, the only day that I liked was yesterday, but that was because it was my birthday. But it's not about me. We're gonna
Happy
continue.
birthday.
Thank you though. But either way, it's not about me. But that was like the only time where I cared about something. So, and now I'm just back to square one.
well, I mean, you're 17 and one day you're old, so welcome.
I
Winning.
mean, it's nothing special. Like, it's just the same old day. Like, life moves on. Especially since I can't go out. Like, what's the point?
VR. Just pretend you're out in the mountains and then have like a fan on to get the breeze. I don't know.
It's too cold. No. Uh-uh. That's hella funny. Oh, I mean, heck of no. I could say hella. It's okay. I hope.
Yeah. It means hell of so I mean, it depends.
Nice.
I think we should focus on the fact that there are some students, homeless students, that they're probably going through it right now because they don't have anywhere to go, or their house, if they do have a home, it's very unstable. Let's say like they have an abusive household or something. Like, how do you think those students are doing, and what do you think they need in order to be safe during this?
Space. They need to get away from them, like go to a family friends or like something like that for like the weekend or a day or two. And then
Right.
so they can get their mind off of like their situation and everything. I mean, that's what I would do if I was in that situation.
Right.
Right. I saw something the other day when it was saying, what about the kids with abusive family members? And they're like, their home wasn't necessarily actually home, it was at school, and now that they have to stay home with their abusive parents, like, well, what can we do about that? Like, well, what is there to do? Like, there's a lot of problems that come with being quarantined. For some people, it doesn't really apply for everybody.
Yeah, especially the like homeless people in general, like minus the students. There's like a lot of homeless people on the streets, and usually like you'll be able to give them anything, like whether it's money, food, all of that stuff. But then now we're kind of limited to. I actually saw a Twitter video where this girl was still in her car and she was passing out food, which was like really heart melting because even in times like this, there are still people who wouldn't mind going out of their way to give food to people.
I
And
know.
then and then now like a big thing is that how like all of California, they have like a curfew, like they can go out past I think midnight, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what? That's kind of not smart at all.
Yeah, and then now people like, because my mom's a nurse and my dad also works, like they both work with old people. So what happened is their like workplace gave them a paper so they
My
can be able to like go to their workplace so then they don't get pulled over by the police. And if they do get pulled over, then they have to show that.
Yeah, that's the same like thing that my mom used to do too, because she works like across the bridge, like she works like in the city, so that's like what like an hour drive, and then she gets out at 5:30, and then the police like start going out like around 6 to pull over people and everything, which is not even that smart at all.
I know a big issue I brought up that last Friday we were all in school because they're all relying the school district is all relying on the fact that we all have internet and like service and that type of stuff at our house. And I know Bethel and Vallejo high students are all provided internet, but I mean are all provided iPads, but some students have to do their work at school because they don't have that internet connection at home. And I think that's a big that could be a big issue for some kids because if teachers are assigning work and you have no way to get to it, then not only is that going to put you behind, but you could also, your grade could drop severely to it. And a point my mom brought up to me actually when we were talking about it is this really shows the difference in people whose parents make 500K a year and then people whose parents barely make enough to live where they're living right now. Like this is really um, like this really affects cities who are with people who are in poverty, and then you also, I mean, kind of off the topic, but then you also see the kids who are still going out on their spring break stuff, which
Right?
is
Like,
really
yeah.
sad to me because you guys should not be in big crowds right now,
Literally.
nasty, and you're probably spreading corona.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
So
in Miami right now, they're still over here trying to go on the beaches and stuff. Like they're still
exactly,
trying to do their spring break things, and I'm like, can y'all just wait, please?
man,
1 year won't kill you.
the beach will always be there.
Literally, it's not doing
Man.
anything.
No lie, but I was supposed to go to like in May to the what's it called? The music festival in Miami. I forgot what it's called. But whatever. It's a big old thing in Miami. I was supposed to go, but I'm hoping that they don't cancel it because of the coronavirus. And if they do, I'll be kind of sad.
Man, they probably will. I mean, if they're planning on canceling graduation, pretty sure they're probably going to cancel that. It's kind of,
That's so sad.
I
yeah,
feel so bad for them.
Imagine being a senior going through, the
your
whole
hardest year.
education system and then not getting an actual graduation.
That's
I
just
mean,
sad.
they're probably going to have to do it through a video game or something. I don't know.
Mm-mm. That
You
is
make your own
sad
skin or
though.
something. Roblox?
Like it. I'd attend that. I'm just kidding, but
Yeah.
it's bad. It's so sad because you spend all your life trying to finish school in general, and then only for you to not even get the certificate or whatever thing like that. And now you're just sitting at home like, wow, I didn't even get to really fully experience the last days of my senior year, and now I can't do it anymore.
Right.
Especially for those kids who really had to fight for where they are right now and who overcame so much stuff and getting past all that. Like graduating could be a really big thing. It really is a really big thing for a lot of students. And
Mhm.
having that type of stuff on the line. And then also things like grad night and like your prom and all that. Like I'm so happy I'm a sophomore because I could not imagine like my mental health going through all that because senior year is that year that everyone looks forward to because you get to have all those activities and then having it all
Exactly.
taken away from you in a matter of like a week's time.
I mean, MIT's, man, basically all MIT things got canceled. So, I mean, these seniors are kind of like going through a lot because they're already going through a lot before this outbreak even happened. Like with money issues and things, to the fact for them to go to their trip, but then everything got canceled. So I mean, there's no school right now, so it was kind of like, so what was the point of that fight if it's gonna be canceled and that money we can't even use?
Yeah, even like college students, a lot of them are going to graduate too around this time, and then now they can't even do it, so their thing got canceled. And it's so sad to see it because all this time, all the effort, all the work it pretty much just went to waste.
Do you think that people will get like their money back or no?
What do you mean?
Like for the people like that who spend money for like the events at MIT and everything.
Oh shoot, honestly, I don't know.
Probably not. It's probably once the school year's over, it's just gonna go to the MIT like school itself.
I don't see why
That's
colleges
messed up.
I think
I have a
That was
question.
what's
So
that?
I know MIT, the wellness center, is it still not happening right now at your guys' campus?
no.
So do you
Mm-mm.
feel that this quarantine is going to negatively affect your guys' fight for the wellness center being in place at your campus? And like, how is it like affecting you guys personally?
Um, well, I feel like if we don't get to go back to school like by the end of the year, this school year, I feel like it'll just kind of like make it a lot harder, and there's going to be a lot more barriers with getting like the wellness center. Like it was already hard enough to convince them to even like talk about it. So now that this whole thing is happening and they have like other issues to worry about, this will just be like something really like small for them, I guess. And it's frustrating because I feel like times like this are when you really see the true colors of everyone and like what they need. Like I was going to bring up how a lot of people are like panic buying, and the families who already struggle to get like necessities, they're doing even more because people are like buying in bulk. And I think the wellness center would is something that could bring to light these things in our day-to-day life.
It's kind of like everything everything was already stressful at MIT as is. So then, yeah, like I agree with Monica that it's probably just going to be small to them now because there were, yeah, kind of bigger things that they were worried about at the time, or a lot of things were getting brought up. So it's just they kind of pushed it to the side even more than probably.
Yeah, I think they've always just been looking at the bigger picture, and they don't really look at the small details. They just look at the overall rather than the main, or rather than like the small things that will make up that overall. And now with this virus, they're probably gonna have to worry about, oh well, how are we gonna bring back school? Should we make school shorter? Should we do this or that? Basically just do all those things and learn from this experience, and that's what they're going to focus on rather than what are we going to add to the school or what is missing to the school. It's going to be more what are we going to do with this school than any of the other things, which puts us very far back, and it was probably going to take a long time until that dust is settled. Then I think that's when like the students will, or us, or we, however we want to say it, have to come back and push back for the, or push for the wellness center again.
Situation is going to affect the relationship between students and like teachers into the next school year. Like, change, or like will the curriculum be any different? Like because we've had so much time without school.
I know like I was able to bond with a lot of my teachers this year. So if we do get the chance to go back, still getting to continue on our 2019-2020 school year, I think those bonds will really be helpful. But then I also think going into 2020-2021 school year, your core class teachers, so your English, your math, your science. What am I forgetting? There's 4. Whatever.
History.
Thank you. Oh my God. I think that they might be stressed out if we don't come back, knowing that we lost a good 2.5 months of what's supposed to be finishing up those years. So like I'm in geometry right now. So that would be me basically not learning the rest of my geometry unit and not actually being able to ever fully finalize that in a classroom. So that would be me like going into Algebra 2 and them already being stressed out, being like, you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn last year. And now I have to teach you all of this on top of that.
So basically, like, there's like actually a lot of students that I personally know that they are not really doing good in none of their classes, and they like cannot talk to the teachers, like, because they don't have a phone, or they don't have no like Wi-Fi or anything like that, so they can't like contact the teacher. So that's like that the grade that's like in the grade that they have right now, like that's gonna show them their like report card and everything, and they cannot do anything because they cannot contact the teacher or really anything, which is kind of sad because they're gonna have like either that D or F in their grades, and then they might have to repeat the grade, or they might have to go to summer school, or they might have to go to like a continuation school, which is kind of sad.
I feel like this is also kind of showing like the importance of like, or how technology is really needed in like the school system, and how it should kind of be like not a requirement, but access to like technology should be given to every student, like, and that includes like Wi-Fi, not just like a tablet, because you can't use a tablet without the Wi-Fi in most cases. So I think that this situation is really showing like how important the access to technology really is, and how we should be able to kind of fix that in case it is an issue for students that don't have access to it.
Yeah, MIT, they prepared almost for that. I mean, they gave us the Wi-Fi for us who have tablets and things like that. But throughout the school year, it was only the Wi-Fi, and now that they have, I guess, extra broken Chromebooks, because that's pretty much all what they were giving out as like a last resort, I guess. They were giving out Chromebooks that were like not the best condition. So I think that's how they tried, preparing, well, not preparing, but okay, school's canceled, take this because we know that this, like you guys were saying, how it is important. I think they understood that it was going to be important, and this is what they tried going for. And teachers looked up sites, and they came up with a last minute plan for like us MIT students. That, I mean, you could say it works, not perfect, but for a last minute plan, it's not really that bad to know that we have an actual schedule, know what we're doing, and like continue what we were meant to do in the first place. But overall, I feel like all schools should have that. If you need something, they should be able to provide it, or they shouldn't ask you to do something with something that you don't have. Like not everybody has technology, so they shouldn't really give you things to be like, okay, do this homework, but you need a computer to do it. And if you don't have one, then find out how to get one, or things like that. If you don't have Wi-Fi, then learn how to get Wi-Fi. That's if I feel like if they're gonna ask for something in some case, they should try to provide it because not everybody has the access to be able to get what they're asking for sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like it also shows that schools shouldn't rely on just technology. And I think I would have been better off if they just gave me like a project or something instead of just all this. Because at least with project, I already know what I need, like what type of topics that I needed for it. So I could just produce some type of media for it and then turn it in when are able to come back or something. And if we're not going to come back, then just drop it because no.
I know a big issue, not for me personally, because I had a way to contact all of my teachers, but was that it was confirmed in the very beginning of fifth period. So literally the only you're going to see two teachers out of the six that we have, which is kind of difficult because all of my teachers have given out some form of a structured assignment or assignments for us to do during, this month break. But like most of them were already planned that if we did have to go on the month break, they already had stuff prepared. But I also think that the district should have better prepared teachers for it because it also isn't their responsibility to prepare lesson plans that students have to do while they're gone, because it also makes them have to go to the extremes to all of a sudden within, 4 days times they need to, because they had the weekend. And then I know Bethel teachers were in Monday and Tuesday. They were required to come in, and then they couldn't be back in their classrooms after that because everyone has to be home. So yeah, I just feel like that. I don't know. I just feel like the district could have prepared their teachers better for that, because I feel like that's also a lot of stress on teachers that isn't needed too. Because we have to remember at the end of the day, they're human too, and they all want the best for us, hopefully. So.
All right, I'm gonna go like kind of off topic, but I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was thinking like what are the teachers are gonna do like if they actually canceled like the rest of the school year?
It depends. I guess it depends on the school because MIT won't, like I said earlier, we pretty much already have the plan. But for you guys, I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know if they're gonna because it depends. If they cancel school, like no assignments at all, that's gonna affect you guys like very badly because you're gonna go to next year in debt one semester. Yeah, it goes during the fires. We got out of school late because they canceled that one class, so we had an extra day. Then I forgot what day. I think we got on a Thursday or Friday. I think we got on a Friday because we missed 2 days. But apparently, set of rules that you have to follow to be a school, and there's a certain amount of days that you have to be in school to make it count as a school year. It's not just necessarily okay, your year ends here. It's like you're gonna owe that year that you missed. So it depends. Unless your school is right now working on like a plan, then hopefully you guys just might do it online. But if not, if they're just gonna like, all right, this is it. You guys are gonna owe it like I don't know, maybe either half the semester or the whole semester. Or depends, because well, it's never happened before, right?
I know when the fires happened, I think we were out for like a day and a half because I was going on a field trip that day to Sac State, but everyone I remember they canceled school literally like in the middle of third period and was like, we need to
Yep.
it was maybe I think it might have been like a Monday or something. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Because I think MIT was actually canceled before us and we were all super mad. And uh, my AP teacher was telling us about how I think California, don't quote me on it because I can't remember exactly. It was like a week ago. Your schools are allowed up to like 3 or so days a year to be out for, like natural disasters or stuff like the fires. So, but yeah, I feel like if they just cancel school in general and like they don't have any backup plans for us, I feel like we're just kind of um like screwed overall. Cause I mean, I was finally like starting to understand everything we were doing. And I know I set in place good study habits. And I think, the possibility of being out of school from now until late August is like, I don't know. I don't think I could be out of school that long because we all complain summer break isn't long enough. But at the same time, I'm so used to this set schedule of going to school for however many months, having, the 2 months break and then coming back in. And I think coming in, not actually fully ending a school year or not having that actual ending is going to really mess with a lot of students mentally.
Especially
Exactly.
students who, it's like kind of harder for them to catch up to the curriculum and like have a harder time understanding like lessons. It's gonna definitely take a toll on them. Like, so I can only imagine like how hard the situation for them is right now.
Just cancel everything at this point. Like I'm just so over everything.
Me?
Like
Yeah, sorry.
no, you go.
I was gonna say, what if they add like 10 minutes to be able to call with your classmates or something, like during school or something, be able to communicate, because if you're gonna be in the classroom, at least you're gonna be with other people, you know what I mean? So what if like they add like a 10-minute break or something in between a certain time? We can be like, okay, go hang out with your friends or something. Because I mean, I guess that could be lunch, but
I think that's why they ended end of block.
right, but I don't think end of block is like for every like school. Know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just ours.
yeah, that's not at our school at all.
Yeah. Like it should be like, okay, you get to call your classmates, or here's like a big group, like I don't know, like a Google Meet with all your friends or something.
Distraction, something to like keep us busy when we're not doing work.
Or
I already do that anyway with FaceTime though, but anyway.
Right. Well, I don't know.
or probably like why don't like the school give us a number so like we could call like the wellness center or like someone like a therapist or something like that so we could talk to if we're like mentally not there or like something like that. That'd be really
That's a
good.
good idea.
At MIT, they have the counselor. Like, he's available, and you can email him, and he'll like call you.
Or my idea.
Counselors at our school, but if you really want to get like mental help, it's definitely our wellness center, which is actually really understaffed for a long time. Like they weren't open for a cool minute, and now they just had a set schedule in place. Like I think it was going up until spring break, so it kind of sucks now that these 2 weeks had to get canceled because we finally had a set schedule. But I definitely I think it'd be really smart to have some like just a way for students to be able to talk about what they're feeling right now, because for some people it's kind of hard to talk about that stuff with their parents because they're not as accepting with, you know, mental health struggles, and being stuck in a house and not being able to express what you're feeling for a month or even longer can really take a toll on someone.
All right,
Right.
I'm gonna add on you, but another idea is that if you don't feel comfortable on on FaceTime or calling, you can probably just text them or email them, like how what's it called, you guys were saying also, like you can just email or text.
Mm-hmm. Wait, email or text our friends or
Like
the counselor?
either friends, counselor, or like a therapist.
Right.
I think that the texting option would be really like helpful because let's say you're not in like a good home and like your parents are always checking up on you, like the only way you can really reach out to people is through text because if you're on the phone they're going to hear it. So I think like having that option or those options of call or like a text or email, anything like that is like really good.
Right.
So any final comments so we could start wrapping this up or anything?
Well, Corona, please go away so we can, you know, see our friends
Yeah.
and actually get out of our houses.
I'd just like to say this weather has been too nice for me to have to stay in my house in my yard. Like,
Literally.
this would be the perfect weather at school because I'm not going to be agitated because it's too hot, and I'm not going to be freezing, and instead I'm stuck in the house all day.
Exactly.
I would just like to say to everyone watching, please, please, please stay inside. Please follow the rules of this quarantine. Stay at home. Because
Wash
the
your
more you
hands.
go out, the more you go out, the more it spreads, and the longer we are going to have to actually be in a shelter in place.
Please practice good hygiene. You should already be
Right.
practicing good hygiene, but like, amp it up, please.
Please.
Sanitize everything before you use it, after you use it, while you're using it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Please, I just want this to go away.
Wash your hands.
Don't buy in bulk, please.
Yes.
It's rude. Not everyone's parents can always get out to the store because they're dealing with other stuff. I know
Literally.
everyone's seen the pictures of old people going around right now that are in the supermarket and can't get anything.
Oh my god, on Facebook they were like fighting over toilet paper. It was so funny, but it was so bad, and I felt so sad that this world has come down to that.
Exactly. Like, we are so much better than that. You do not need like 8 cases of toilet paper
They
unless you
took
have
all the chicken. I
oh
went to Costco and they took all the chicken. I'm like, are you serious? We can't even cook now? Y'all want to take that much chicken? How many people do you have in your house? Actually, no, I can understand that.
Things are gonna expire.
Literally.
exactly.
Oh my god.
It just shows the ugly side of people. Sometimes people tend to panic and they don't really think. They just think on reactions rather than making a plan. And
Right.
this is that time where people just begin to panic because it's so negative and people feel like they don't have control of anything. So that's where people like begin to get scared because they can't do anything. So they just plan on instinct and they'll just listen to whatever anybody else has to say because it's just natural because we're human because you just naturally like whoever has the ability to like say something, you're like, oh, they must know something. So, good.
No, but at least now, like all stores, they're like trying to control it. So the other day, I went shopping with my mom, and we had went to Walmart. So basically, there was this family that was trying to get 6 cases of water, and they had only let them walk out with only 1 case of water because they had set up a rule saying that, oh no, 1 case of water only like per family, and like one type of juice of the same as like flavor, but the only time that you could get another thing of juice, if that has to be a different flavor or something like that, or it needs to be like a different brand.
feel like that's another thing we need. We need like
More
government
rules.
officials to step up and like control us, because if we don't have any control, then obviously like people are gonna act reckless. So
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Yeah, and a lot of stores don't abide by that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Walmart that I go to. You can pretty much just get whatever you want and walk out. Like, it's. I think maybe they should like enforce in all stores, but then again, kind of don't. But I don't know. I
It
don't know.
depends on the store. I mean, stores are there to make profit. They're not really about worried who gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Some companies are just money based. So, it depends.
And I need stores that aren't necessity stores to close down. Like I know, I think it's GameStop is like refusing to close down. I'm
No.
sorry, what's
GameStop can't close.
no, what's
It's
no?
still
It's
there.
not a necessity.
No, it's dying. They're going broke. They can't close.
Okay, they
That
can
is
work
true.
on their
Or like
profit too.
I know like Michael's just closed down like 2 days ago. Like what is like crafts are not necessities. Like I think that I know my dad went around had to go out like Thursday or something. I think that was when it was. It was like the night after it was like California is on quarantine. And he was like, it seems like everything is open, like everything. And I just like, I think that's also the stores part. Like, I know Vallejo has a lot of tiny businesses, but at the same time, like, you need to also think about the well being of others. And I don't want tiny businesses to close down because I like them. I think it's interesting, and I think Vallejo really runs on it too.
Exactly.
You also need it's gonna keep spreading if everywhere just keeps open because people are gonna be like, well, if they're not closed, then I'll just go out because it's obviously not that serious, which just aids to that mentality.
Mhm.
That's a really good point.
People need to look at the bigger picture, and it's you can't be selfish during times like this.
Literally. Thank you for watching this video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Have a nice day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Cut that out.
Oh no, he said rate. He said rate.
You're the host of world.
Wow.
What?
The sombrero.
Okay. Well, we thank you all for joining us for the first episode, I guess, of Vallejo Online Talks. My name is Monica.
I'm David.
Sambo.
And I'm Edgar.
Maddie.
Yeah, and signing off.
Okay, that was pretty good.
You're laughing.
Is it the glasses?
Might as
Oh,
Bye, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
alrighty. Nice talking
Stay
to y'all.
Bye. All right, see you guys.
Pieces. And then there was one. Oh, there's two. Oh, there's two.
Yeah.